This is going to be your weekly chakra energy check-in. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies you may be experiencing throughout your chakras. So in the comments, I invite you to tell me what's your vibe, how are you feeling, word of the day, whatever you feel fits this energy right now. You know, I think the full moon in Virgo that we had on the weekend really brought a lot of emotions to the surface. Some of you may be dealing with inner childhood wounds, past traumas and triggers, whatever they may be. Unresolved feelings, possibly romantically, or even new feelings that have surfaced where you're like, whoa, what are these? What do I need to do with this? How do I navigate? And well, you know, it's not a bad thing. We have to process how we feel. You know, Pisces energy is very deep. And Mercury is in Pisces, which is not the greatest because it's in its fall. It's not comfortable in this position. So, you know, you might be feeling a bit of contradictory energy. I do think it kind of feels like a Mercury retrograde, even though it's not Mercury retrograde. So let me know if that's something you've been feeling as well. I will say that we're closing out an astrological year. Pisces is the end of the zodiac calendar, so to speak, or zodiac year. You know, when we get into Aries season, we're going to feel that renewal, that sense of self. And of course, we have eclipse season coming up. So I say that with a bit of a nervous giggle, but it's all good. There's a lot of change happening. And you know what? We need change. So let's take a look at the overall theme or message for this energy right now. And we have here connection, universal oneness, love, interconnection, and support. We're all connected, right? We are one. And this is a heart chakra card. This is basically reminding you to be heart-centered. So let's take a look at some other messages you may need to know. Law of attraction. Interesting. Action, thought, feeling, diligence. My angels are with me. Life loves me. I am beautiful. I am prosperous. Everything is going to work out. Absolutely. It's all perspective because you can be in positive mindset or you can be doubting yourself. And whatever you're focusing on, you're going to manifest. So you have to be very, very careful with that. Okay, let's see what else we need to know here. Coming together, harmony. Harmony in the heavens, it says, and resolution. Wow, that's beautiful. Palladian activation. Well, we're getting double messages here of connection. Coming together. Union. It can be inner union. It may even be romantic union. It really depends. Let's take a look at the cards and find out. Okay, so we're going to take a card for each chakra in the body, and then we're going to take some oracle cards to clarify. So we're going to start with Mars, which is the root chakra. And look at that, 4 of coins. Okay, interesting. 4 of coins is all or nothing. Extremes of giving time, love, or money. There's no in between. It's black and white. Nobody wants to see the gray in the middle. And this is an element of holding back. So what right now is holding you back? Now, yes, this is the root chakra, but it is a green card, which represents the heart chakra. So it's quite possible that you're holding yourself back. Let's see. You're trying to control things. You're trying to control the outcome. You got to be very careful with that. I think one of the things I've been hearing frequently in the last week or so is that some of you can't keep up with the energies changing so rapidly. Like it almost throws you off kilter. You know what I mean? Where you don't feel like you're doing enough because you can't keep up with it and you don't know what it is. And when you don't know what it is, it's frustrating, you know, and I totally get that. But you don't have to always know the who, what, when, where, why, or how. And there's the bodybuilder. Interesting. This is about building strength and discipline and being determined and to push forward even despite any fear, you know, or worry. Okay, let's take a look at the sacral chakra, which is Venus, right? Self-worth, self-value, and self-respect. Ah, the devil. And you know what's interesting? It is orange, which is the sacral chakra. The devil card is about restrictions, addictions, codependency. I think what's happening today is that you're feeling generally restricted, generally held back. But you got to be careful. Law of attraction, right? Which energy are you in? Are you in the old? Or are you in the new? Are you in self-doubt, or are you in confidence? And the Chariot is telling you to get up and go. The Chariot is victory. You're going to be fine. I think you're just doubting yourself. You know, let me just make a side note here. And I've been saying this a lot to people. Do you ever notice how many people are so confident in themselves when it comes to their work? They get promotions or they feel good about their employment. Why is that? Because wholeheartedly they know they're good at what they do. Okay? There's no doubt in their mind. They're good at what they do. They feel they deserve that promotion, that raise, that whatever it is, that accolade, that recognition. But in your personal lives, why do you think love is the last thing to come? It's because there is self-doubt about worthiness. People generally don't doubt their employment. Yes, they can search for more. They want to change their job or change. But they have an easier time making that happen. So don't get me wrong. There are people who doubt what they do. I mean, I left my career, right? I knew that it wasn't for me anymore and I had to make some moves, but I also had no doubt in myself that I was going to make a move that was better for me. I was confident in that and I manifested that, right? And so when it comes to the love department or the emotional side of things, people struggle with that because they have self-doubt. So sometimes we need to take that energy that we have in regards to our skills and our career and apply that same level of confidence to the love department or the heart. Now let's take a look at what else we need to know here. Shooting star, quick action, make moves. Wish granted. You know, no risk, no reward. People don't understand that on the other side of fear could be the best thing that ever happened to you. How will you know unless you explore, unless you make that move? Okay, let's take a look at the solar plexus, which is your personal power. There you go. Believe in the impossible. Princess of Cups is early stages of something really nice on an emotional level. Could even be early stages of love. We're getting, you know, these green cards. It's all about being heart-centered. You know, we want to feel good in our hearts. The fish. There's that Pisces energy. There's abundance here. Believe in your abundance. Believe in your resources, your skills, like I just said. Eclipse energy. I talked about the eclipse. And I said union of opposites. I said union, possibly, but here, union of opposites. Transform. Transform yourself. You're in the process of transformation. And we know that eclipse season is coming very, very soon. Okay, let's take a look at the heart chakra. What's going on in the heart? I love this. I love, love, love. Okay, Ace of Cups, brand new emotional beginning. Brand new emotional beginning. Filling your own cup. When you fill your own cup, this is when love comes to you. You can't go trying to fill someone else's cup before your own. Yes, spring into action. Make the moves. Love it. Okay. What else do we need to know here? The knight. See what I mean? Fill your own cup and that knight comes riding in. Confident, heroic, messenger, fearless, assertive, passionate, fighting spirit. Interesting. Strong. You know what I love too? Is if you look at all three of these images, you know, the hand is in the air, you know, holding that flag over here. There's strength. There's like victory, you know? I think that's really beautiful. Okay, let's look at the throat chakra. Let's look at what is going on communication-wise. because this is Mercury. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Ultimate wish fulfillment. Can you see how when we let go of the restrictions, how we get what we want? When we change our perspective, we get what we want. See? Magic. Magic is happening. A new event or happening. An omen. Number 22. Master builder. You know, it's interesting. This is typically a card of heartbreak. You know, that's the first word, but I'm going to take it as this way. It's a little bit of grief, okay? You might be feeling a bit nostalgic about your past right now, but that is very normal, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because you're grieving your past. You're grieving your old life. Your new life is going to cost your old life. So this doesn't have to be literal heartbreak about a romance. If it is, I'm sorry that's something you're going through. But this could be a little bit of grief or being in a funk or having some sadness, you know. There's a bit of emotional pain that I think some of you are working through. You know, hopefully I'm not repeating myself, but maybe there's a need for telling this story again. Recently, somebody left a comment on one of my videos, and I respectfully want to tell you what that comment was. The person said that surrender is just an illusion of a reward, that pain is always there. There's always going to be pain. And I respectfully disagree with that. It's a matter of perspective. Surrender is not disappointment and giving up. It's simply just letting go of an attachment to something, letting go of an outcome, you know, not wanting to control everything anymore, you know, meaning like you're tired of it, you're done with it. When you surrender and you let go, let God, or let the universe take the wheel, you allow the possibilities of things to come to you, okay? I want to remind you that when you narrow your focus on something, you actually push away beautiful things that could be coming to you because you're trying to control it and make it happen the way you want it, okay? Think about search parameters. You know, you're searching something on a website to buy, and you're narrowing down, you know, let's just say you're buying furniture and you're narrowing down the fabric, the color, the size, the this, the that. Every time you add a search parameter in there, you're narrowing your results, right? You're getting, you know, fewer options. And if you want unlimited options and possibilities, you have to be open to things that maybe you never thought possible. And if you want this 10 of Cups, then again, you have to recognize that the universe gives you what you need, not always what you want. You know? So, food for thought. Again, I respect that person's perspective, but that also tells me that there's still a holding on to old energies and old stories and old narratives that just don't work anymore. And we can fight the shift all we want. We can try to be as right as possible, but you know, I dare to ask you, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Do you have to have it your way, or can you be open-minded to something else? So let's see. What's going on here in the third eye? Jupiter. The 10 of Wands. This is my point. Funny, 1010 could be an angel number you're seeing. I think some of you are tired of not seeing clearly, of living in the fog. 10 of Wands is mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally exhausted. Trying too hard. You know, the thing about seeing or knowing something spiritually is that you can't unknow and you can't unsee things once you've known them and seen them. You can't go backwards. You can't go back to ignorance is bliss. And I think sometimes when we're in this narrative of an old story, it gets exhausting. Like, how many of you have ever gotten tired of telling people the same story about yourself? You know, this happened to me, that happened to me. I had this crisis, that crisis. This person left me. This person hurt me. This happened at work. I was unfairly treated. And I'm not saying any of you didn't go through hardships or hard times. Of course you have. I have too. I've got many receipts to show you of the difficulties I've been through. However, if you live in that old story, you're just going to manifest more of it. And there comes a point where you just can't anymore. It doesn't work. Like, I have a feeling like what worked before for a lot of you isn't working anymore. And I'm going to use an analogy that I said to someone recently, and it was a lovely conversation where I said, it kind of feels like having a chess match in one's own brain. How many of you are playing chess with yourself, trying to control things? You know, and maybe that's your own inner masculine and feminine energies, you know, where in one sense you're making a move, and then in your own mind you're already thinking about the move to counter that other move, and it becomes an internal chess match. You know, some of us have become so good at self-help talk that we know how to give an answer for everything or justify everything. And so, you know, I would invite you to surrender. That's really what it is. 10 of Wands means you feel burdened, like you have a lot on your shoulders. The weight of the world is on your shoulders. And let's see what we need to know about that. Oops, there we go. Death and rebirth. Scorpio energy, just completely allowing the transformation to come in. I mean, again, your new life is going to cost you your old life. Which life do you want to be in? And I'm going to repeat myself probably for the millionth time on this. I hear so many people that say, I want to go back to a time when. I'd love to go back to a time when I was happy, or when this was going on, or when I met this person and my life was so different. Well, again, I would argue that at a certain point, maybe you were in ignorance is bliss at that moment, and this was just the moment before everything hit the fan. That's why you want to recreate that old time. But it couldn't have been so great if everything hit the fan right after that. You know what I mean? Like, I could say easily, well, I'd love to go back to, I don't know, I'm just going to pick a year, 2012, when my marriage was great and we were so happy. Yeah, well, right after that, it all fell apart. I mean, we were probably in ignorance is bliss and ignoring the signs. I know I was ignoring the signs, because how did I end up with the $100,000 house flood, you know, that aesthetically ruined my home? You know what I mean? Like, it couldn't have been so great. I'm actually the happiest I've ever been now, but that's because I've had time to work through it. The shield is really interesting. There's two perspectives we can take on this card. You can be in defensive mode, and you can continue to carry the burdens, and you can continue to not want to see something. You don't want to see it. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to feel it. You shove it down, ignore it, right? Or you can stand up for yourself. You know, you can be prepared for new things coming your way, right? Got to be careful with being in defensive energy, because it really doesn't help you. All it really does is it fights the shift. And let's take a look at the crown chakra here. The downloads coming in. There you go, crown chakra. King of Wands, purpose and passion and forward motion, heat. Wow. Making moves in life, finding your purpose, allowing whatever's meant for you to be for you. Let me put it to you this way, and I know I talk about this a lot, but do you think I really knew what was going to happen the first day that I put myself on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube? I didn't know. I didn't know that I was going to build a beautiful online family with amazing people who care about each other and me. I didn't know that I would be teaching in a capacity that is different than what I was doing in the classroom, but yet I'm still teaching and I'm growing, and all these beautiful things have come to me because I was open to the possibility of having a dream. And that comes from The Alchemist, right? If you've been reading it, or you know what I'm talking about, having a dream, like that's like, what is your dream? You know, sometimes we don't want to allow ourselves to dream or to imagine all the beautiful things that can come our way because maybe we've never had it before, but that doesn't mean you're not entitled to have that dream and strive for it. Okay, let's see. Manifest your deepest desires. All in for what you love. Reawaken your lost hopes. Deeply committed. How committed are you to your purpose? How committed are you to yourself? How committed are you to your relationship or to love? How badly do you want something? And let's see what else we need to know. I think some of you have been holding it together for far too long, and I think you're going to burst. I think you've been following the rules. I think that you've been a people pleaser. And I think it's time for you to put yourself first. I really do. Because what was working before is not working right now. And let's take some cards here just to kind of see what else you need to know. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. It's coming. You don't even know it. It's right under your nose. No pun intended, but like, it's right under your nose. You don't even see it. A job could just pop up right under your nose. A lover might be right under your nose. Somebody who is like everything you could ever imagine, and you didn't even realize you already have it. There's so many things that are around us that somehow we just don't even recognize or are aware of. And so I invite you to be open to the possibilities. Navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. What makes you happy? What makes you happy? You know what makes me happy? Teaching, reading tarot, connecting with people, love, never giving up on love, no matter how difficult the dating scene. I will always put myself out there. I will always strive to have the best of the best of the best, but I'm not going to try to control it. I'm going to see where the stars take me. I'm going to see where the energy leads me. And when I'm there, I'm going to know. I can't worry about the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Okay. On that note, I send you so much love. Thank you as always for your kindness. You know, the likes, the subscribe, the shares. It means the world to me. So again, thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing day.